Hello, everyone. In our last discussion, we have seen how we check the time and labor implementation at a high level. That is, what are the key questions that we must inquire with our clients before we start to implement? What are all the components that we have to consider while we are implementing time and labor? Which all module that we can integrate with? What can be integrated to the third party? So we have seen this at a high level. Now let's start with the set of activities. For time and labor, the multiple components to be created for the setup level. The first thing that we would be seeing is the HCM group. So today we will cover how do we create a HCM group and uh, like HCM group, why do we need is we categorize some employees. It's like there is one group. I want to add the members to out there so that that group can be used in my work schedule, time card. So anywhere, where do we integrate that? In the time entry profile and the time entry processing profiles. So everywhere it could be made use of. That we will see in the further in the future session. But today, let's see how we can create that HCM group. To create an HCM group, this is part of a setup of a time and labor. I will have to navigate to setup and maintenance. So here, as soon as we enter this page, we need to see if we are ending up with workforce deployment. If not, we will have to set up this. This is FSM. And then once we have the time and labor is part of FSM setup, I will select the time and labor. Here, we have something called as HCM group. Let's click on this. So HCM group is nothing but where we group certain employees. It's a collection of the employees of the workers. Now let's try and see how we can create one of the group. Here, what is all the details that we must be providing is name. What is the group named as? Primary assignment itself, we will keep it. We can check this box. This is to ensure that there is a process which runs to refresh this group. How what it does, we will see. Let me first name this group. I will say it as. So how do we create this group is we need to have an idea what the group is to be created for. So let's say there is a requirement for me to categorize certain staff based on their job and department. So let's see, there is an evaluation criteria, there is an include exclude groups as well. So we could include this based on the group or we could include based on the value set. Value set is nothing but the values we define it from the SQL. We can use that as well and then attach it here to create the group. And in case we need to include the members alone, that can also be achieved here. So by clicking on add, we can include the staff itself, the specific staff. So that can also be done. So we will say we will create one simple time and labor group for job and a specific job and department. Okay. I'll say some X. Okay. The next job and next department, I needed all the staff who is into this. And here we have this something called as lot. Do we need, here the options that we have is yes or no. Do we need these members to be locked? That is, let's say I'm creating this now. So whoever belongs to certain department and certain job would be coming into this group or their membership would be added here. In case if there is a new hire and they also belong to the same job and department, do they also have to come? In that case, I'm not supposed to lock it. So if I keep it as no, then I would be able to run the process. So every time this process runs, that new staff would also be included in this HCM group. If not, if I make it as locked, then it is only for the set of members. It can't be it won't be allowed and this can't be reverted as well. So yeah, I have set it as no now. And yes, so let's try it with evaluation criteria here. So what could be done is you can select the personal criteria or the employment of the assignment criteria. So now what I was talking about is job and department. So let's choose that both. Here the operator needs to be chosen. As soon as you select the parameter here, that evaluation criteria would populate based on that, and the operator would come. So here I would say equal to, I need to choose some value here. Uh, so let's say a senior accountant, whoever has the senior accountant job, I would need them. So along with the senior accountant job, I also need them from certain department. So let me choose the department as well. Or I'll keep it as or. I need someone who is from senior accountant job or the department. What if we don't have any staff? So it would be difficult for us to get the staff. So I'll keep it as or, apply and add another. Now one of the parameters added. So the second one is for me to identify the department. So I'll give it as department name. As soon as I select, the evaluation criteria will reflect as department name. Here also, if it is the operator is equal to or not equal to, I'll give it as I'll select some. So anyone who belongs to this department or from the senior accountant job, I would need them. So I'll keep this blank. So I don't have any other operator to be added. I only need these two parameters to be considered. Okay. So there's nothing more. I'll click on save and close. Hmm. Okay, let me cancel this. Okay, these two are added now. What I would do, I'll click on save and close. So now my HCM group is created. So let's open this. So this is what we have done. And now I need to see this process hasn't run. So we have only created the group. We haven't added any members. For that, you have to click on refresh group membership. You could do this, or you can click on, I mean, you can immediately submit it, or you can click on advanced and see that you can schedule it also. So when this evaluation date has to be considered, I'll keep it as today's date. So do we have to remove any future dated group members? No, there is no such criteria. So if you click on advanced, in case if you would want to schedule this, you as soon as possible you want to submit now or using a schedule if you have to do it. So I can select the frequency in production mostly in the system we if the time and labor is implemented. This process would be run on a daily basis because we would be adding this group membership for full-time employees, part-time employees, based on however they need. We would be creating this. So what is the time frame that you want? You can select this. So now I'll go back to basic. I'll submit this process now. And okay, what I do, if I click on refresh group. Okay, this is another HCM group, the one which we created. Click on that, select the row and click on refresh group membership and submit it. Once we do, the process ID would be created for that process. And if I click on view evaluation status, it does. So let me search with this. The process is completed, whatever that I had submitted with this process ID. You can see the log file as well. So we will directly go and check the members. So as of now, I don't see anyone who belongs to this, what is it, a job or department. I'll do one thing and also include. So I'll click on add. Uh, Let me add one more thing. I know a staff who has. So I have added this another job. So here I'll create it as or. Here also, let's keep every logical operator as. So I've kept it as or. Click on save and close. Okay. Now let me refresh the group membership again. So with that, let's see if it is going to include the new members now. One thing to be noted is a staff can be included in multiple groups. So for multiple purpose, it may have been used. So it can be distributed. One staff can have multiple HCM groups. Okay, when this process is completed, so to view the process status, you can click on view evaluation status. To view the members, you have to click on see. So all staff, there are multiple person who belongs to the conversion job. So the other two which we selected, there were no one. So because of which we did not get any members. Whereas for this job, there are multiple members. So all of those members are added into this. So this is how the membership evaluation day would be. So every day when the process run, this gets like reflecting that process state based on the state, whoever the new employee who is belonging to this job or the other job or department we added, so belonging to that, they come and sit in this HCM group. So this was about how we create a HCM group using the evaluation criteria. So let's create one more using the value set. Let's do it this time. So I'm going to do it as time and labor value set demo. So in this time, I'm gonna keep it as no. I don't want the members to be locked, or we can try with locking also. So let's say if there is a requirement that certain staff who have had come only for the training purposes, for them there is a special schedule or something to be attached and they have to come in the time card, something like that. If that is the requirement, and the members doesn't change in this case, so it is only certain group of staff who were trained. In that case, I'll keep it as yes. If I keep it as yes and click on OK, that way also you would be able to, the members wouldn't be added. Even if you click on include refresh, the members wouldn't change. So it is only those set of members who come. But let me keep it as no this time. Let's see how we can create using the value set. Simple value set will create, or we'll use the one which is existing. Uh, so what I'll do, there is one simple value set test which I had created. So what that does is, yeah, so in this value set, we are going to fetch the employees who belongs to certain grades. They belong to, that is a simple SQL written, and those staff are expected to come in this group. We will also see how this group value set is defined. Okay, so you can include the condition as include or exclude. This can be done here. If you would want to exclude certain groups, that can be done. Now I'm going to include these people and click on saving clause. So this is the value set I created. So if I click on submit here, you could see what is the this was the one. So this is completed. Always remember, I'll show you how this value set is also. So while this, and we'll also see the group members. I'll show what is to be done in the value set. So these are the people who belonged to certain grade and hence they are being fetched up. If I go here, I'll again travel to the setup and maintenance. Okay, here itself we could do it in the time and label section. This is the task area, and if I click on show all task, if I click on this, there is this time and labor value set. If I click on here, so here what has happened is, like I said, this is a simple SQL where condition I have done. So if this is the grade, then fetch those tasks. Here, you always have to choose the number type as data type, number as data type, because you have to fetch the number of employees to be fetched in that value set. If you give it as character or if you give it any other parameter here, then the process, the group membership process would error out. So this is one thing that needs to be considered while we are considering the value set while creating the HCM group. That was about the HCM group. It's a simple uh, setup to be performed to consider or to categorize the certain employees. And this can be used in the time entry profile configuration or the processing configuration. How do we associate this? We will see it in the next session. We can also see if there is, if I click on delivered. So these are the ones which are delivered group members, which is inbuilt there. So it is part of default members group HCM group. So if you see, there is this manually maintained audit members. So if I click on this, the refresh group membership is not allowed because this is uh, so this setup itself is made that way that the you wouldn't be able to run the process and then add members automatically. You will be maintaining these two manually itself. And if I click on this, so this could be run through the process and automatically the members get added based on the definition that is given. So these are the points which needs to be considered while creating a HCM group. It's a simple setup, but we need to know who needs to be categorized while we create the HCM group. So I'll see you again on the next session on the next setup configuration related things for time and labor.